talking about positivity, myself and Maria are going to give you a very quick update on the Fans for Diversity campaign. I started Fans for Diversity 5 years ago, even more actually, which seems like yesterday. And it's been an absolute joy, and many on the call I've had the privilege to do some activity with, meet with, go to games with, and it's been amazing. And I mean, obviously tonight's about the panel, tonight's about, having this discussion, but over the course of 5 years, I think it's fair to say that we are responsible, and that's all of us, by the way. That's not myself or Maria or Troy and Osse. That's everyone on the call. I think we are responsible genuinely for thousands of new football fans that are actually embracing football and almost feel like that door is now open for them to go and absorb, to go and experience, which 5 years ago, I know for a fact wasn't happening at the volume it is now. And I think we can all be proud of that. We've done, I was looking at my calendar during the pandemic, and I think we've done over 200 events in the 5 years, and some are small, some are huge, but nonetheless 200 events that we've done over the last 5 years, and they've been great. They're varied in what they are and who they're with, but with all that same goal about bringing people together and using football as a power for good. We've created, I'd probably say, and helped support, initiate, however you want to word it, probably around 100 new supporter groups across the country, and that's from the Premier League all the way down into non-league. And for those of you on social media, the amount of resources we create for people, I mean, fans are getting really creative now. We started off doing t-shirts, scarves and hats, but fans are asking for air fresheners now. I think Rainbow Toffees have loads of air fresheners in the cars around Liverpool. People wanting pin badges. We're talking about all sorts of things, but for me, anything that creates visibility, anything that can get people talking. Who are the Rainbow Toffees? Why? Who are the Lady Imps? What's that scarf? Why are you doing this? Who are the Bangla Bantams? Those things are key for me because it brings up that topic that football's for everyone and everyone should be able to embrace the game for what it is. There's a couple of pictures on the screen at the moment of our guidance group. I have to say a big thanks to our guidance group. I know many of them on the call this evening, but they're a group of individuals that help support the campaign, and Fans for Diversity has grown very, very rapidly. And without the help of our guidance group, without the help of some of the fans that in their own time support myself, Maria, Kick It Out, and the FSA, with their help, we've managed for it to grow at a rapid rate. And hopefully with more people helping and supporting, we can carry on doing so. Maria, I think you want to jump in and update?
I will. Yeah, just so looking at some of the images of the sorts of merchandise and things that we can provide to fans. So a couple of examples is Malcolm does the Love Football, Hate Racism and came up with these really cool t-shirts and an excellent music event at Dulwich Hamlet, wasn't it? And we had some guest speakers and some music, and it was such a good evening. Rover and Out at Tranmere made these rainbow scarves that they produced and they sold. And what I thought was really interesting that they did was, this is two different groups coming together. So they sold the scarves and then used the proceeds to help the DSA, the Disabled Supporters Association. So there's a real kind of crossover of supporters helping each other, promoting each other's message and visibility around that. And here's a couple of photos from the national game. So we've got Notts County that did a kind of mental health, well-being, physical activity kind of pre-match tournament or pre-match kind of play inside with different supporters coming together to have a kickabout, and they then went to the game. And Dagenham and Redbridge, Anwar, have always promoted diversity and inclusion, firstly with their kind of Daggers Against Racism Day. That's become Daggers for Inclusion. And again, brilliant efforts, people from the community getting involved and flying the flag for the Fans for Diversity campaign.
And this is a really key one for me. So I've got this on the slideshow because it's been really difficult throughout COVID for everyone, for the country. Not being able to watch football has been tough. In actual fact, there's been some fans who are not even sure their clubs will survive the pandemic. But we've carried on talking to fans on a daily basis to try to fill that void, to try to keep them informed and in touch with what's going on. The FSA have been integral to all the discussions around actually keeping clubs afloat and trying to get fans back in the stadiums. But this was something I actually did last weekend. I didn't go, obviously, because Wales is in lockdown and it was really tough to go out. But I was approached. This is just an example of the work we do. I was approached by a young Somalian football fan at Cardiff, and he was just a bit bemused that Cardiff is a really diverse place, and there was many people from his community that loved the club, didn't watch but loved the club. And whenever he went to the shop, to different various parts of the ground, he never saw that diversity, that visibility. So we had a chat, and he was a keen photographer, and I said, go and capture some of the fans across the city, and maybe we could put together an exhibition and show everyone that actually Cardiff has a diverse background, and then we can work around getting those supporters into the stadiums. So we've done that throughout the pandemic, and obviously the pandemic cancelled all our plans, but the exhibition went ahead at the weekend. Just a snapshot of the fact that, you know what, times are hard, but we are still trying to work with everyone to create positive change. And fantastic exhibition, something that we're producing a small film of, and we'll be sharing on social media very shortly.
And just to round off on the Fans for Diversity campaign, I'm going to direct you, if you haven't seen it already, the fsa.org.uk website. Have a look at the kind of work that we do. Drop down to the Fans for Diversity link and look at some of the projects that we've done. This is the Lady Imps and the Bangla Bantams coming together for kind of a food and football event. We did an exchange. We went to Bradford, they came to Lincoln, and people are still in touch from that, you know, a couple of years on. And also, I'd urge you to look out for the hashtag Football Voices features that we did as part of the campaign as well, reading about supporters' experiences.